G'day and welcome to Inforunners. I'm Execute, joined today by the Astro Pub, and we're obviously kicking off Alien Week. I don't know, what's your thoughts, Paul? Oh, I can't do it. We're doing this.
Thoughts. Yeah, that. There we go.
That's about as much as I can imagine. Come on, Paul. It's 3 a.m. in the morning. Stop trying to do this to me. You're killing me. I used to be able to do it on this hand. I can't do it anymore. But yeah.
Alien Week's good. It's. I mean, we're gonna get into it, but it feels just mostly like a place where you can get alien ships now. So,
yes.
You know, when it's on Invictus. So.
Yeah, it's basically access to alien ships. That it's not really a sale. It's access. So yeah, limited time FOMO sale. So yeah. We will go quickly through some of the things. I do think this is a bit spiced up compared to some of the usual sales or access or whatever you want to call it, because we do have some events on. So obviously Bar Citizens kicking off around the world again, which I think is going to be really popular with us all coming out of hibernation for the last 3 years, because that's what it feels like, doesn't it? Like you've just all walked out of our man cave and there is sunlight, you know, like
but the sun does shine.
Yeah. So Jake's changed it a little bit this year, so it's not cooking this year. He's doing, you were telling me before the show, he's a mixologist.
Yeah, so Jake was a mixologist. He'd like to do he was a bartender and did a bunch of other stuff, and he had a plan to do all of the things on the G-Lock bar, to remake them with actual drinks to kind of make them proper, to find the right ingredients. And now that he works for CIG, he decided to make us all do that. So it's a contest. You win a ship if you have the coolest alien drink. So
I'm almost thinking we should counter propose him with memes generated about Jack a cappella and mixing drinks and him being drunk, and I could just see that's a field day for me. I don't know. Maybe I'll make one up. We'll see what happens. So the other one that I'm probably more interested in is the design poster, because that's in my wheelhouse, obviously, with all the Photoshop stuff I do. So I might have a go at that, but I'll run it by you for the look. It's definitely
accuracy.
Yeah, very neon. Very neon. Yeah. Obviously a little bit of language stuff. I'm sure that's more in Zale's warehouse than either you or I.
Yeah, I mean, I'll quickly say that there's huge documents out there for the Banu and the Xi'an language guides. They have entire language guides, which are kind of like cultural guides beyond just language. And so if you don't want to read 50 pages of a PDF, then watching these videos might be a good idea. So this is a start.
I do think the cultural stuff in time will bear a lot of fruit too, especially if you're trying to get to know how to work with, say, the Banu or the Zion. I think they're going to be fundamental down the line. Obviously, Inside Star Citizen is not out yet, but based on what we're seeing,
20 minutes.
Yeah, not very
20
long.
20 minutes of just Banu.
Yeah, so I mean. So just to cut a little bit to the chase, there was a $50 price increase of the Banu Menschman, and I think that is clearly tailored at what we're expecting. Some big stuff there. Obviously, some more stuff with that on the live, but we'll have to wait and see for that one. All right, so we've obviously got Alien Week. Straight off the bat, I'm going to say avoid any of the packs. They are really overpriced, and I can't see the reason why you would want multiples of the same ship. And I'll show you another one when we get in there. There's some ridiculously priced concierge ones that you don't want things at packs. Now Warbond CCs are a thing. We have this discussion a lot on the Discord about where how good packs are, and I think I'll talk about this when Algrid is on the live stream. We've done it before, but packs are now pretty much dead, because they give such a little discount and they lock you in. You're getting far more from the multiple CCU chains. You are much better to do that 10 times over than getting packs anymore. The good packs, the days of things like the UE Explorer pack, they're all dead. Speaking of savings, before we kick it off into the actual ships itself, there are some 3 really good Warbond CCUs today. So obviously you get a $20 discount on the Defender. You get $30 saving on the Prowler, and you get a $50, now it sounds really large, on the Banu Defender, because it's gone up by $50. So you get the original price instead of the new price. So after this sale, after this Alien Week, it is permanently gone up by $50 essentially. So that
Mhm.
That's to really try and incentivize people to buy today. They do link up with some of the CCUs though from Invictus as well, so that does finally start to complete that chain, which is interesting. So thank God, CIG, I now have to do another buyer's guide or CCU guide to connect them all together.
Let's add some engagement here. If you want to see X do another buyer's guide, another CCU chain guide for all of these, let us know in the comments below. If we get enough of them, he'll do it.
I'm going to do it anyway. You know me. Just they space it out just enough to be annoying, though. It's like, if I just had that information, I could have done it in one video. But yeah, it'll probably be just like a supplemental. And again, it'll be one of those. I've tried to keep those all really short because I believe if they're short, you can rewatch them repetitively to understand them. And so I think most of them are about 4.5 minutes. So, metric YouTube wise, that's terrible. But for teaching people, and that's fundamentally why I'm doing them. I'm not doing them for views or clicks. I'm doing them so people can understand. And I got a lot of good feedback from them. So that's how I know they're good, because they're not waffly or anything like that. They're just straight to the point and they talk you through every step. So I'll do the same thing again. And add in. I'm hoping. I don't know. You tell me. I'm now kind of sitting here going, yeah, there's some Warbond CCUs. Do you think they'll do kind of like what they did? You know how they had daily deals. Do you think maybe halfway through the sale they might give us 3 new ones, as in 3 new CCUs? Yeah. So yeah, because these ones. Let's go to one. Like at the moment they say special upgrade offer. So there's no reason they can't change those halfway through. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. We'll see.
But Paul, tell me about the blade.
You know the Gladius?
Yep.
This is a 175 Gladius, but $175 more expensive than the Gladius, but worse.
Yeah.
Or $185 more expensive than worse.
Do you know one of the Inforunners that used to own one of these was Dyson, and I had to talk him out of it. Like really had. Me and Algrid had to talk the shit out of him to get him out of it. It'll probably eventually get a glow up when Squadron comes out, but it's just not worth it.
I mean, unless you like alien ships, unless you like the Vandal aesthetic, it's probably the worst of the Vandal aesthetic, quite honestly. So
yeah, they're definitely just trying to cash in on that alien and Vandal look, and yeah, it will look better in the future. But again, you've just got to have common sense, and like when you can literally almost have 3 Gladiuses to this, it's. Like I just
what's a Hurricane now? Like
195, and that's a bad example. That's another one that's overpriced, So, but like again, I think the closest one to this would be something like a Mercury Star-Runner at 260.
Yeah,
it's
so much more flexible.
It was the mid-price upgrade price for a Caterpillar, $50 more, and you get a Caterpillar now. So you got to weigh that up, and yeah, it's just crazy. Look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Alien Week is a really good example of that whole sell your fighters mantra. It really, really is. Like now I think about it, like this is like distilled down, and it kind of shows you why we've had a lot of these recommendations. So yeah, that said, Banu Defender. I have a thing for this ship. I don't know why. Like it kind of just speaks to me. Maybe it's the Banu part of it. But again, it's expensive. Like considering the Corsair is $5 cheaper. Yeah. So like all these alien ships, you are paying a big tax. And I'm gonna be honest. There's probably only gonna be 2 ships, maybe 3 here that me and Paul recommend today. But yeah, Paul, your thoughts on the Defender?
It was a good ship. It'll have it needs to get an overhaul at some point.
Yeah. That just dual person thing isn't really working at the moment, is it?
No, not really. There's no real point to it. So
yeah. Look, as I said, I like it, but yeah, there's some weird quirks about it. And let's be honest, there's weird quirks about all these alien ships, because that is the thing that really sets them apart. They're alien. Yeah. That's their appeal, is they're different. And the Kartu-al here is much the same. Give me your thoughts, Paul, on the Kartu-al.
I think the Kartu-al is going to have a little bit of a kind of a glow up in the future, just because one of the biggest factors that like people right now look at factors that you could put onto a trading card, health, damage, all these sorts of things. One of the things they don't really look at are things like how much fuel does it have?
Yeah.
How long can it go?
Yeah.
And those factors aren't really aren't important now, but they will as the game goes forward. And I think that's where things like the Kartu-al will expand, because it's a scout fighter, but so it's got a little bit of exploration. It's got a little bit of obviously it's designed to, it can't go very far, but I think it's going to have the biggest legs of any of the light fighters.
Yeah.
So
it's like they're only looking at half the stat sheet, so to speak. Yeah.
They're looking at everything but the speed and the endurance, and because they're like, oh, that doesn't matter in combat. It's like, yeah, but when the party's traveling, you need to have speed and endurance, otherwise, But the I will say at the end of it is it's still a $80 more expensive Gladius, and not the same kind of.
Yeah,
it's just not really good right now. So
I'm hoping down the line it kind of moves more towards the wormhole navigation ship. I hope it gets a bit more sensors and stuff than some of the other fighters and stuff like that. But and that's just based on lore reasons. That there's reasons to point to it. Again, being called the Scouts, yet it looks like a fighter and stuff like that. Well, at least it says that they're speedy and nimble scout fighter. So yeah, I think the only reason it fights is if it just happens to run into things it can defend itself. But in its name, a scout is, I think the other thing that would probably be closest to this, and it's funny that they all fall along the racing lines, would be something like the Razor, the Miss Razor.
Yeah.
That also leads itself a lot. I think. Well, you tell me if you think I'm wrong here. And I know I'm tangenting, but I think downtime races they're going to be navigating wormholes to get those times down, so they're more efficient and to sell those to people. So that's what I think the racing profession is when you're not actually racing, because they're only going to have events on probably on the weekends. So what do you do during the weekdays? You go to a wormhole and try and get those times down so you get more profit.
Yeah. Because you can sell that data back to the nav jumpers and stuff like that. So
they've said that everything is kind of going to be multiplied. So even if you're getting like half a second off a wormhole time, that means everyone is going to save like lots of money on fuel. So they'll much rather buy yours than buy someone else's. So yeah, I can really see the benefits of it. All right, Banu Merchantman. Paul and I both owned this thing since day one. Yeah, it's like an 890 jump, but it actually gives a damn. Yeah, Paul, you tell me your thoughts, and then I'll continue.
The Banu Merchantman is an 890 jump with purpose.
Yeah.
It's the Carrack for traders. How everyone says the Carrack is overpowered, that it's the best ship of all time. Well, the Merchantman is the same thing, but for trading. It's going to beat the pants off of any whole series. It is designed not only to carry cargo, but also to sell that cargo if you want to. It's got big honking guns, and it has a bay for a small fighter, specifically for the Banu Defender. But hey, it's everything. It's going to be that ship. That's the meta ship from now until the end of time for traders specifically. So,
and obviously the other part that comes in there is just how hard it is going to be to actually get one. And now it's like, 890 jump size. You've got to envision that it's going to be actually quite hard or quite a lot of rep that you're going to need to get one.
Not going to be easy.
It almost sounds like the end game of the Banu, I've I'm 5-star rank or whatever you want to call it with the Banu, and now I can buy a Merchantman. So it's definitely changed from what it was as well, and we'll talk about that a bit more when we get along to the Raelian, which is kind of like its replacement now. But yeah, $50 price increase, and I don't think it's going to stop there. I think this is one of your last chance. This is the last chance at this sale to get it for $550 US, and you gotta look at the 890 jump and go, it's going there. It does more
plus
than
Alien.
Plus it's got a double tax on it. Like it's almost like luxury, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I might own an actual luxury ship, but yeah.
Well, it's hard to tell because I think that the 890 is already up taxed because it's luxury, so it may end up being the exact same price as the 890 jump.
Yeah.
So which is like what 900.
I think it's like 950.
850.
Oh, man, look,
850.
it's Origin. I just don't give a crap.
Origin bad.
It's not that like I just want them to do better. I actually, I'm going to be honest with you. I'll just tell something a little bit personally. I actually had a really long discussion with Joe Run yesterday, and it was one of the things we talked about. And so yeah. All right.
Yeah, but you're right. It was $950. So I think that would probably be the end of price for the merchantman. So.
Yeah. Nox, alien vehicle. It goes super fasty. Not the best at what it does.
Don't buy it.
This will be when we get cities. This will be the one that have them. But yeah, don't buy it at $45. Get yourself an Aurora. And if you have an Aurora or you have bigger ships, just don't get the vehicles. They are very much the now. Or get one, melt it, and add it to something else later. Yes, of course, you can obviously do that with exit strategies, but it's just not worth keeping. You can earn it in game for next to nothing. So yeah. All right, Paul, tell me about this abhorrent ship, because this is the worst price ship in the game.
This is okay. If you buy this ship, you are not only stupid, but you deserve to be punched repeatedly in the face. No, I'm over exaggerating that, but this is probably the most egregious example
and its affiliates, Astropub and its affiliates do not endorse this message. But yeah, he's not wrong.
It's $440. But in game it's cheaper than the hoplite.
Yep.
You can buy this in game for cheaper than a ship that's like $250 or $275 or something like that.
$235. So
$235.
So it's almost half the price, and it costs less. And I think they have put it up in game because there were so many complaints. But initially when it came out, that was the case. I will have to actually go back and check the in-game prices again. But regardless, like I can sit here and rattle off some pretty bad ships that are better. It is literally the worst. Like the Steel is actually a better option than this, right? $235. It carries more people. Yes, it's probably not componented wise, but again, what are you looking at? Again, there's no way you can justify doubling the price of a ship, and you know how bad. Like you see Algra talk about the Steel. Like Algra owns every ship in the game, and he doesn't own the Steel. So that kind of tells you like how bad this is. And Algra does own this, but I can't talk him out of some things. But
it's just for perspective. The Valkyrie, which is $375 standalone.
Yep.
Costs $4,454,400.
Yep.
And then this in game costs $4,248,200 AUEC.
Yeah.
So right now, this is cheaper than a Valkyrie, and a Valkyrie is $375.
What's the hoplighting? What's the hoplighting game?
It's 3.2 something like it's 3,200,000.
They dropped the price of the hoplite, so that's how they fixed the problem. Right. So they didn't actually change the price of the Prowler. They just dropped the price of the hoplite. Yeah, because the hoplite was more expensive, and that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but the effectively, it's cheaper in game to get it than some of the other ships. It's not worth the price you're paying for it. It's a good ship. I like it, but if you really enjoy it, just buy it in game. It's just you're paying way too high for the alien tax for something that's not that valuable.
For me, as a Tavaran ship, maybe wait, and there might be something similar in look, but it is probably a bit more valuable. All right, so the Raelian, as we've kind of talked about this a few times, but it's kind of the replacement for the Banu Merchantman, where the Banu Merchantman, like way back when me and Paul brought it all the way back in 2013, it's a blockade runner, and that's what this is. The Merchantman is no longer that, so they needed a replacement for that. And it's in Paul's warehouse because he's big into smuggling. So, Paul, take it away. Tell him about the Raelian.
4-person internal components that has all the advantages of a whole B with more people and more guns. So you can be taken in more dangerous situations. It's $225, which is a surprisingly good price considering the what is it? The Taurus, which is the closest its competitor, is like half the cargo, and it's $190.
Yeah, which is crazy.
and it's about half the price of or it's $100 cheaper than a Caterpillar, and a Caterpillar is twice this. So it's like it fits in an almost perfect range of like CIG nailed the price range for what this ship can do. Plus, it's got its other advantages. Plus, it's got exterior cargo. Plus, it's got internal crew cabins, crew 4, and has good weapons to defend itself. It's a nice kind of mid-range transport for those who want to do transporting stuff without having to like have a box with engines.
I don't like. I hear Algrid recommending the Taurus a lot, and I think I'm gonna have to talk him out of it because like knowing this is only $35 more. Yeah, like.
And it's not going to be like the Taurus is going to be a lot cheaper, or this is going to be a lot more expensive in the game itself.
Yeah, and the Taurus itself does have that smuggling element as well, but I think this would be better at it. You know, like the Taurus is doing it through a hidden compartment. This can blockade run. You know, this can get shot out and just keep going. You know, so and it's very man. I sit here now and go, it really is an alien Taurus. Like you break it 4 people. It just doesn't. Yeah, wow. Okay, I didn't really kind of look at it like that until it's all clicking in real time. Sorry.
Same price range. It's probably the same size or similar size too, because most of its cargo is locked into the back.
Yeah. So. It doesn't quite do much as much as say something like a C2.
No.
I think it's a little less than a Caterpillar. Would you say 325?
Caterpillar was it's like let me look up real
Caterpillar is like Caterpillar's like 396, so it's just under 400, I think. But this
standalone is 330.
Right, and what's is that for the Raelian? 330.
That's for the Caterpillar.
Oh, okay,
Raelian is 225.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So it's about $100 cheaper than the Caterpillar, and the Caterpillar holds about. It's holds almost 600 SCU, and this holds the Raelian holds like 300 something SCU.
Oh, so the Caterpillar is 600. I've remembered completely wrong then. Yeah, my stats are butchered. That's fine. But yeah, okay. Yeah, oh, interesting. So I still think the Caterpillar is better though because of the modularity as well. I got to chuck that in there as well, and I can justify the $100
not everyone.
For that.
Not everyone's going to want to take out a Caterpillar for every mission you do. Yeah. I firmly believe that when we reach things like Pyro and when things start getting added in, like fuel to cost ratios, you're going to see a lot of people start buying up those 600s constellations and those sorts of things because those are the ships that'll make them money in the fastest turnaround, especially when you have to like load and unload things. And the Raelian has the advantage that it's all exterior cargo, so it's easy. Just plop it on, plop it back on. It's going to be a super easy kind of load unload process compared to other ships. So it's got a lot of advantages for that mid-sized hauler.
I could also argue though that you can't do mass quick unloading of cargo. Like it doesn't have the big boxes of a whole series, so you can't just it's off. You know, you've got to lower it down and manually unload every pod. So yeah, there's strengths, there's pros and strengths and weaknesses to every ship. But I think I can get behind this one. I can't say that of every alien ship, as I said, but yeah. This and the Merchantman are probably the 2 recommendations from me today, but yeah. All right. Getting to the end of the lineup. Santoki Eye, medium fighter. So think something like a F7C,
Hornet.
But Hornet overpriced. It's going
to... hard to tell.
Yeah, it's going to use maneuverability. It's probably going to be a little bit like a glass cannon where it moves and shoots with strong guns, but like you hit it, it's going to look fragile and break, kind of like, you know, what it looks like. But yeah, I don't know. You tell me your thoughts, Paul.
It's a Santoki Eye. It's a Xi'an ship that's more expensive than it should be because it's an alien ship. I think it'll eventually have its day, but it's hard to tell right now just because it's not worth the money. And the likely when it gets worth the money, it'll be much higher priced. So unless you really, really like the aesthetic, I just find another, like just get a Hornet. If you want to like a ship that covers the same stuff, or a Saber.
I'm kind of sitting here thinking, how the hell? I look at that Santoki Eye and I go, how the hell is that now normal for me to say? Like there must be new people that come in this game and go, what?
Santoki?
Yeah, like it's like I remember when I first saw it, I was like, what the, you know, like. But now I guess if you break it down, it's Santoki Eye. But yeah, it's just Sometimes I don't understand where this game's going, but yeah, we'll see. All right, I'm going to bundle these last two together. So the Talon and the Talon Strike. Your thoughts, Paul?
Remember how I said that the what was it? The blade was like $180, $190 more expensive Gladius.
Yeah.
The Talon is like a $25 more expensive Gladius. Yep. So it's not quite as egregious, but still more expensive than a Gladius.
It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird when you kind of say it's the most reasonably priced alien ship, so to speak. Like it's only because at the time it was when it came out, it was exactly the same price as the Gladius. Mm-hmm. And if you brought it right then, yeah, it was good. It's been in and out of the meta. But yeah, again, Cellular Fighters. So
yeah. I will say it is, if you want the aesthetic, it's a cool aesthetic. It's not a bad ship to have. It has some advantages to it overall. It's been in and out of the meta in the past. And if you like missile boats, it has the Shrike is a nice little kind of deal on a light missile boat. So it's not a terrible idea. It's probably the least egregious of the alien ships in terms of price, in terms of and purpose.
Yeah.
But again, Cellular Fighters. So.
All right, real quick, because we kind of missed it. Some of these bundle deals, paying for multiple paints. You can only use one paint at a time. Pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is why those bundles are bad. The other one I'll show you really quickly was under here. These are the concierge only skin packs or bundles. I can't scroll further, unfortunately. Sorry, so I'll just kind of move out of the way. But yeah. They are ridiculously overpriced. And no, I don't even think besides the merchman, there's really a capital in there. There are better packs out there if you want to get access to a limited capital ship. And if you're paying cash, man, just wait to Invictus and buy the individual ship. Yeah. And as I said, packs are kind of, I'm going to be honest with you, they're way of the dodo now. With Warbond CCs being a thing, not enough discount, and they lock you in, and they become very like half the problem. If you've ever watched any of the Fix My Fleets, half of them are getting people out of packs. That's half of the fixes, and got to distort time and space to fix some of that stuff. But that is how it is. All right, Paul. With that, I think we are done already. I am hopefully want to see a bit more. Either at some more CCUs. I was surprised there was no ship for sale, but considering we only got 2 at Invictus, they regularly do 3 at these sales, and you have to understand that Invictus and Alien Week, though they're split up by 2 weeks, they are the same sale. It's just that they're done slightly apart. So there should be. I'm hoping there's a concept coming at the end of the week or something, or maybe they didn't get it finished in time. Which would be unlike CIG because they usually do everything in advance, don't they? So.
Yeah, but they've been kind of all hands on deck for a lot of different stuff, so it could easily be just things have changed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily bank on a concept ship at this point because we would have already known because they usually give it a 24-hour head time for the concierge. But it could happen next week. Well, you never know.
Yeah. So like, if say they do it at ISC next week, it could, the day before we might find out about it, but we'll see. Wouldn't mind seeing some more Warbond CCUs. Like again, a little lackluster, but yeah, again, you can fill out that CCU chain. I will have to sadly do a video again now. But yeah, I'll do a supplemental and add that to the pile of the CCU chain guides. All right.
CIG making Execute's life more difficult. He's gonna have to get up super early and do a bunch of dumb stuff. So
no, I think I'll just leave it for a day now because it's a whole week. So I've got a whole week to do it now. No, I'll probably do it tomorrow. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I've got to be up in 3 hours for a live stream that we do every week. So I'm going to wrap it up here. Hopefully Badges is joining me, or I'm going to be on my lonesome. If I'm on my lonesome, I'm not going to do it, put it that way, because I need to interact with people or I go stir crazy. So yeah, hopefully he turns up. But other than that, is there anything else you want to add? I guess in the comments, I'd like to see your thoughts on the ships. Like, as I said, the Banu Merchman, the price going up, I was like, let's be honest, it's almost $50 every sale. and I think it's going to continue. Yeah. So the Raelian and the banner match are my kind of recommendations. Is there anything else you'd like to see, Paul?
I'd like to see probably more stuff in game for this sort of things. I know it's a little difficult for them to do that, but as we've seen, it's pretty easy for them to build the base work and then kind of build from there. To, First Contact Day and Alien Week and that kind of thing.
Let me re-ask that question. What would you like to see in the comments, Paul?
Oh, in the comments, I was gonna say, what would you like to see in the future of Alien Week?
Actual aliens? Actual aliens?
Actual aliens?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, like that's another option there too, because we know that CIG has been working on the Xi'an for a while, and they've been working on the Vanduul for a while.
It would be kind of cool, even if there was like a hologram of what a Banu would look like in game and a Zion, so you could just
get the size. Yeah, perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
So you understand that.
Or if like they could do it really funny, like a Banu cardboard cutout where you put your head in, and it takes a photo.
There we go.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah.
What would you like to see for the future of Alien Week? That's what I want to know. And as we always say, we do read every single comment. We don't necessarily respond to every comment, but we do read every comment. So we do want to hear your thoughts on these ships, on the future of Alien Week. And if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. If you dislike this video, hit the dislike button. Remember, though, if you've been enjoying this, if this is your second or third time coming back to us and watching this video, I want you to just pause for a moment, look down. Is the subscribe button clicked? Does it say that you're subscribed? Because if it doesn't say you're subscribed, then you should subscribe. Hit the button, and then you can catch us with more information in the future.
We do appreciate it. Unfortunately, you do have to play the YouTube game. You do have to feed the algorithm, as Algorithm says, and if you don't play their game, then you die. Like, that's just how it is. So, yeah. All right. With that, then, he's been Astropub. I've been Execute, and we'll catch you in the next one.